Now, there's one topic called standardization in our subject, design of machine elements. So basically, you need to understand what standardization is, what are the different standards, how are standards different from codes, and what are the advantages of using standardization. So let's proceed. Now, if we talk about standards, you would have heard of different names like BIS, ISO. So see guys, in India, industry would prefer to design and manufacture machine parts as per Indian standards. And what is the name of that Indian standards? BIS. We call it as Bureau of Indian Standards. In other countries, apart from India, manufacturers would prefer their own national standards. Now, if every country would start using their own standards, this would create variation and inconvenience. When today, various parts of single assembly may be made in different parts of the world. To reduce the variations, ISO, right? What is the full form of ISO? International Organization for Standardization, right? So ISO standards were set up with the representation and participation from all countries throughout the world. So in India, according to manufacturing requirement, usually these two standards are used, namely BIS and ISO. ISO standards are more stringent and demanding since these cater to global requirements. Requirements of BIS is little bit not that much stringent, right? So it is based on the similar lines of ISO. It reflects the ground reality and current methodologies and practice adopted by manufacturers in India. So guys, basically you understood that using BIS is a good thing. It would usually reflect the policies adopted by the manufacturers in India. But if you want to use a globally recognized standard, then it is ISO. I'll again repeat the full form of ISO: International Organization for Standardization. Now, there are different categories of standards. In the field of machine design, as a design engineer, you should know that standards are available in various categories. For example, let us see the first one: engineering materials, their compositions, properties, and methods of testing. So there are standards for engineering materials, their compositions, properties, and methods of testing. There are standards for rules for preparing drawings, engineering drawings, and use of symbols, fits, and tolerances for various parts on the drawings for assembly consideration. Use of standard components, their dimensions, and preferred sizes. So these standards are available for various machine components such as screws, bolts, nuts, various types of rolling contact bearings, oil seals, keys and couplings, electric motors, wire ropes, crane hooks, and so on. There are design guidelines for various complex parts also, like shafts, gears, pressure vessels, and so on. We have the design of each and everything in our syllabus this time. For example, we have design of rolling contact bearings, we have design of couplings, we have design of gears, we have design of pressure vessels in our syllabus. So it is very important for you to know the various categories of standards. We will be using PSD design data book for various calculations in rolling contact bearings, sliding contact bearings, and different types of gears such as spur gears, helical gears, bevel gears, worm and worm wheel gears. Now see guys, many people think that code is similar to standard. Now there is a difference. Then what is the difference? Let us understand. See, the standard will become a code if it is adopted by one or more agencies and becomes a part of their contract. In such a case, it will become enforceable by law. So if you're using a code, remember that in that code, every precaution regarding safety, right? Using of equipments with safety, health of the human beings is associated. Let me explain you in a detail. Let us take a simple example, such as if you're using simple hardware such as bolt and nut in mechanical design, then as a designer, you will adopt some standards as per your BIS or ISO because it is convenient, easily available, interchangeable, of good quality, and hence ultimately less costly. However, if you are using or if you're designing a very complex design part such as a heat exchanger, then there may be a contract between the designer and the purchaser. Remember these words. There may be a contract between a designer and purchaser to follow ASME code or an IS code, say IS 2825 code for pressure vessel design. In such a situation, it becomes legally binding to follow all the requirements of the standard without any fault. Why? Because since you are designing a very complex project like heat exchanger, where if something goes wrong, then that would be a strict violation against the human safety. So it is legally binding and it is now called as a code. So various codes are prepared by ISO and BIS where the requirements are associated with safety of the equipments or human beings. For example, for boilers, pressure vessels, overhead material handling equipment such as hoists, chains, crane hooks, requirements against fire safety and so on. Right? So guys, this was the difference between code and a standard. If I want to still nicely explain you what standardization is, then see guys, if you are manufacturing a certain product, then the different characteristics of product should conform to materials, dimensions and shape, method of testing, method of marking, packing, storing. Now there are standards for each and everything. So these are some obligatory norms that you should follow. Obligatory norms regarding that the product should conform to materials, the product should conform to dimensions and shapes as mentioned in the standard. The product should conform to the method of testing as mentioned in the standard, method of marking, packing, storing as mentioned in the standard. So these obligatory norms you have to follow. Then only the characteristics of product will conform to the 5 criteria which are mentioned over there. So standard are the set of specifications for parts, materials, or processes, while codes are the set of specifications for the analysis, design, manufacturing, testing, and erection of the product. Now let us see different standards. So like I said, there are standards for material, chemical composition, mechanical properties, and heat treatment. Then one of such standards you would find out in Indian standards, which has grades of cast iron. So there is one standard IS 210. Similarly, there's one standard IS 1570 part 4, in which you will find chemical composition of grades of alloy steel. You know alloy steel, right? It is made up of several alloying elements. For example, you can see here 55 CR3, 0.55 C, 0.6 to 0.8 CR. So CR is chromium, C is your carbon. So this is basically an alloy steel. So in IS 1570 part 4, you would find chemical composition of grades of alloy steel. So you can say that this is one of the standards regarding related to materials, the chemical compositions. Next, now suppose if you're using certain machine elements like shafts or say belts, then there are standards for them also. For example, you can see IS 2494 part 1. This is a specific class of endless V belts. Right, same way IS 5129 part 1. So it consists of dimensions of rotary shaft oil seals. You can see DO is the outer diameter, DI is the inner diameter. So if you are referring to design certain machine elements like belts or shafts, then there are certain standards available for them also. You will have to refer to those specific standards and complete your design so that your product conforms to the specifications. If we talk about fits, tolerances, and surface finish, then IS 2709 is a standard for guide for selection of fits. You know the different types of fits, right? There is transition fit, there is interference fit, right? There is clearance fit. So what type of fit you should select? Then IS 2709 is a standard for guide for selection of fits. Same way IS 919. It has recommendations for limits and fits for engineering. IS 10719. Method of indicating surface texture on technical drawing. So you know the very famous surface roughness symbol, right? So how to indicate the surface roughness on the technical drawings? If you want to know that, then you can refer IS 10719. Same way, geometrical tolerances on technical drawings, you'll have to refer IS 8000. If you want to refer to standards for testing products, then there are codes used as standard design procedure for boilers, pressure vessels, cranes, wire ropes. So for safety, you should refer IS 807, which is a code of practice for design, manufacture, creation, and testing of cranes and hoists. Same way, IS 2825. It is a code for unfired pressure vessels. So guys, there are standards for various criterias, right from materials to engineering drawing to limits, fits, tolerances, surface finish to testing of the products. There are codes for everything. So if you are referring to certain code, then you must know for what purpose you are referring to a code or a standard, so that your intention of manufacturing that product would be fulfilled. One more is there, engineering drawing of components. So you can see SP 46 by Bureau of Indian Standards. So it has the standard or say code for engineering drawing practice for schools and colleges. So basically, if I want to say that a standard is a set of rules or specifications for parts or components or for materials or processes defined by certain organizations, these standards or set of rules or set of specifications are defined by certain organizations to which all components, products, and systems should conform. So all characteristics like dimensions, tolerances, surface finish, shapes, etc. must meet standards set by competent organizations. Let us take an example. You would have heard of A4 size paper, A3 size paper, A2 size paper. So all paper sizes manufactured by all the companies all over the world follow the standard set by ISO 216. So ISO 216 specifies dimensions of all paper sizes like A2 size paper, A3 size paper, and A4 size paper. So you can say that all the companies that are manufacturing papers, their product should conform to the rules or specifications that are defined by ISO 216. Hence, we are saying or defining standard as standard is a set of rules or specifications defined by certain organizations to which all components, products, and systems should conform. What about code? When governmental bodies adopt the standard and make them legally enforceable, the standard becomes the code. For example, a lot of pollution in India. To cater with that pollution, the pollution norm BS4, Bharat Stage 4 in India, is mandatory for all the car manufacturers. So we can say that this standard for pollution control is enforced by the law and hence can be called as a code. Moving on further, we want to understand the classification of standards. So there are three basic standards used in design office: company standards, national standards, international standards. Company standards means the guidelines the company or group of companies sets for quality, performance, and safety, which all the employees must follow. What about national standards? You can see IS Indian standards, BIS Indian standards, DIN standards in Germany, AISI, SAE, Society for Automotive Engineers, is in USA, BS standards in UK. So these are national standards. The standards set by a national apex body for manufacture, service, and safety, and are followed by companies operating in that country. So let us talk about India. BIS is an example of National Standard Body of India, and all companies in India follow the guidelines laid by BIS. Let me give an example. Suppose Food Safety and Standards Authority of India. You would have heard of FSSAI, Food Safety and Standards Authority of India, FSSAI, established under food safety control standards related to food safety and food quality in India. So few years back, you would have heard that the amount of lead content, LEAD, lead content in Maggi noodles was more. So what did FSSAI do? It had banned the sale of Maggi noodles, alleging that it contained more amount of lead content. If we talk about international standards, then international standards are technical standards developed by International Organization for Standardization, ISO. So right now only I gave you an example that ISO 216 specifies the dimensions of all paper sizes A2, A3, A4 manufactured all over the world. So this was a brief about different types of standards.